Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I am Navyata and I'm a practicing dentist in the United States. My last video, you guys showed a lot of love and this video has been long overdue. I have been wanting to talk to this person from the time I got into NYU, but then I decided to wait until I graduated. So here we are. I graduated in May and I'm more than excited to be making this video. I'm sitting down with Dr. Penugonda, who interviewed me for my DDS program at NYU, and he's spilling everything you need to know to stand out. I have compiled the most commonly asked questions by students, and this is ranging from how to make yourself stand out during an interview to even is it actually worth it to pursue dentistry in the current scenario in the US. There's also a word of advice for the new grads in this video. So a little about Dr. Penugonda. He himself is an advanced standing student from New York University, class of 87. He has been associated with New York University from 82 and he has been in various roles such as instructor of the dental materials department, research assistant, assistant professor, associate professor, and currently he is a group practice director and senior mentor in Borden Society in the Department of General Dentistry and Comprehensive Care at NYU. He also ran his own practice in New York City until 2018. Of course, his list of achievements, publications, and awards are beyond impressive. I'm so honored and thankful to sit down with him today and to understand what he has been looking for when he interviews candidates. In this video, you will actually see what it was that made me stand out when he interviewed me. So let's get into the video. And don't forget to leave your questions, concerns, or just your comments down below in the comment section. I read each one of them and I'd love to respond to you all. I hope this video is useful to you all, and don't forget to share and subscribe. And if you'd like to reach out to me, my email ID is given in the description box below. Hi Dr. Penugonda, I'm so glad that you agreed to do this video. In today's video, I will be going over what are the commonly asked concerns and questions by candidates on the interview day. The first question is, how do I stand out? Everyone has good grades and experiences. What makes me unique enough?
Well, they have to project themselves in a way that the interviewer can see them, look into them, and actually you can direct them the way you want. So sometimes you have a special area where you're interested and you can lead them into it. So it's up to you how confident you are in what you accomplished. For example, I did a research in material, so I can see if the other person has any background in that particular area. So for example, if somebody come to me, I want to see what their research background is and what they can do when they come to the NYU. But if they go to Dr. Saxena, who is completely different background, and he wants to know if he can do any cultures or any other things in his specialty area, you have to know what the other person's background is and try to see how he is interested in you so that you can make the difference. So like you, I don't know, I don't remember what you did. You impressed me with something. I'm sure I thought you are a good fit for NYU. It's all up to you, but you have to good language. Mm-hmm. And communication skills, and also try to help the interviewer to find what you're good at and what you can do better. Okay, basically you can impress them with many things what you feel like you can be good at, and if you have no idea of what you're good at, then you have to find that. Everybody is looking for something. NYU looking for somebody who is special, who is a leader, or who is like a philanthropy, like go and help the people, and who can take NYU to a different level. Yeah. It's not that what NYU can do for you. NYU is looking for what the student can do for NYU to make it better. So that's where you have to make a significant difference so that they understand that you have a special skills and then you can help. And also at the same time, you have to say that you want to improve and do better. Wherever the institution you are going, yes, you have to let them know that what they are good at. So at least we know that, you did your background and you know why you want to come here.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think for me, when I was being interviewed, one thing that definitely struck a chord was that both of us were interested in recycling and green dentistry.
Green dentistry.
But I also feel like it was sheer luck because you happened to do a research on it as well.
Well, right now, to tell you the truth, NYU is making a big effort into that. Actually developed a committee now, the sustainability committee, and we are going to make it, new beginnings and maybe develop a curriculum and
Oh, wow.
a sustainable dentist.
Yeah.
So I think it's our responsibility as a dentist to be more sustainable, to reduce waste and recycle, reuse, and how we can help the environment for our future generation. That's my goal.
Yes, thank you. The second question is, what if I get nervous or blank out during an interview? Will they judge my accent, pauses, or confidence in speaking?
Definitely. I think that will definitely turn me off. If somebody is not responding to my questions or not coming up with proper answers. So I think the way you can overcome this is, I think you should always keep a couple of things in your pocket. Like, I'm good at this, I'm good at this, or I'm not good at this, and I want to improve this. And you have to put your positives and negatives together. Okay? And there is nothing wrong in telling them, I'm not good at certain things, but I would think NYU is going to help me to make me better. And I heard this, they are doing the outreach programs, they are doing this, and I want to help the societies, and this will help me to go back into my society or my church or my temple where I can provide some services. So it's always good to keep some couple of things which you think when you blank out, you can come up with something. But you should always try to listen. If you don't understand, ask the faculty to repeat the question, understand, and answer properly. And do not give too much information. You're digging a hole behind you if you give too much information. Answer whatever they ask for, and then lead them to something where you're good or great at.
Yeah.
Okay.
What if someone has an accent, doesn't matter? Will that affect?
Well, we do get a lot of students who we understand that the language is an issue.
Yeah.
But it should not be a barrier.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. As long as you can communicate, you can, you won't believe. I took a team to Poland last week, and they were not best in the communication, but they're very tenacious and they know exactly what they want. And they keep telling them, this is what we want. So language should not be a problem, as long as you have a good commitment on what you want.
That is a great input. Thank you. But also when you said don't go too deep into it and don't give extra information, is there something specific that you mean?
Well, sometimes, we take that when you talk too much.
Yeah.
You're wasting everybody's time, and which has no value. When I give a presentation, it's only 10 minutes or 15-minute presentation. I have 50 people in my audience. And you know what? The way they look at it, 10 minutes, if I waste 10 minutes of everybody's time, 50 people times 10, how much is that total time? So I wasted so much time. So I should not be giving these lectures if they have no value. So the same thing, when you're telling somebody which has no value, it's not going to help you. But sometimes you can tell me about a sob story of what happened and how you got into this and how you got out of it and how you made yourself a better person by doing those things. So sometimes a good learning experience, or how you manage, how you, got out of that, that can help me to understand, hey, everybody has problems, but you can deal with it, or you can multitask and you can learn from your mistakes, and you can do better.
Okay. And the third question is, how formal or casual should I be? Should I just be myself or aim to sound overly professional?
It's always good to be a professional, but my advice is to be yourself. Sometimes you try to project as a somebody else and it doesn't work. I think we want you to be yourselves, and I want to know if you can come up to what you claim.
Yeah.
Okay? If you are true to yourself, I'm sure you will perform well. But if you're not true to yourself and you claim that I know everything, and then I find out that you don't know anything, then that's not good. And sometimes, you can say a couple of things, but don't tell me that I did research, and I published this, and then when I ask you, what did you do exactly? Oh, I just held the dog down and they did all the work.
Yeah.
So that doesn't help.
Yes.
Okay.
What if I don't know the answer to a clinical or ethical question? Will saying I don't know ruin my chances?
I think ethical, you should know. I should not say that I don't know. I mean, if somebody is copying, what is your responsibility or how do you react? So if you say, I don't know, that doesn't show that, this is not the first time you're taking that exam or you're in that situation. You have seen many people, but in your culture, you can say that it's acceptable. People do it. So you cannot complain. If you complain, you're going to be outcast there. But whereas here in this society, it's not acceptable.
Yeah.
And everybody has to learn that. And you want to belong in this society, you better perform like what you have to be and what you should be.
Yeah.
Okay. By thinking that you can get away, it's not going to happen. You're going to get caught one day. So you have to be careful.
Yeah.
I think you had asked me a question as well for my interview.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's one of the questions in my list actually. So what did you answer?
I gave a very cultural kind of answer, but then we had a discussion about it. I understood this is how it's approached and it should be approached here.
Tell you one example. In India they have these exams for the Hindi. When the Hindi came as a language, first language, everybody decided to do this Rashtrabhasha, exams.
Yeah.
I used to take my mom for the exams. So every time I used to take, and she used to take the exam and she used to pass. I mean, she's a housewife. She didn't care whether she needs it or not, but she wanted to do it because she wants to show that she's capable of doing this. And then she went for this final exam and she walks out in 10 minutes. And we came all the way from home to a long distance to go to this examination center. I'm waiting for her, thinking that she's going to finish it so that she'll be done with this exam. And she comes back and she tells me, no, I didn't take the exam. I said, what happened? Well, everybody's cheating. Everybody's copying. So I said, what did you do? She said, I told the examiner. And the examiner didn't do anything. And I told the another examiner, and both of them, they didn't do anything. So I walked out. Why? Because that's not the exam for me. They're not testing my knowledge. They're testing how best you can cheat. So that's for them to decide what they want. So I don't need this exam. So you have to decide what you want in your life. So if you're true to yourself and if you want to learn, that's why you're coming to this country. And you want to learn and do better. So you have to be true to yourself to learn properly and be diligent about it. And be proud of what you are and what yourself. And that'll help you to do better.
I would say it's an amazing moral lesson for all of us to learn. Next question is, will I be able to relate to the interviewers as someone trained outside the US? If someone asks me, how will you adjust to the life in New York City, and I've never been to New York City, and I'm not really able to give them a proper answer, wouldn't that be a downside?
Well, I can answer that. New York is culturally, it's a melting pot. You have everybody from every corner of the world. And everybody is coming here to do better and to progress. So as long as you want to do that, I don't think anything is a barrier. When I graduated from Hyderabad, from Osmania, what is there in dentistry? There is nothing. Why are you doing this? And the same thing, people coming here, they tell you the same thing. There is no future, there is nothing. But that doesn't mean you should stop. If you believe in yourself and if you think you can do better, you can always do better. You should never worry about your competition. You should never worry about what is there or what is not there. You have your value, and I'm sure you can make a difference in the society as long as you work hard and you can do what you want to do.
I just have two more questions. One is about the red flags in the application. What if they ask about a low grade, break in education, or gap in clinical experience? How detailed should I talk about it?
Well, that's what I look at it. I look at all your grades right from the beginning to the end. I see one C grade or a couple of C grades are, where you didn't perform well. So I really want to know what exactly happened. And here in the United States, most of the students, they tell me, I was living at home, went to the first semester, going to the different area, different school, and I didn't do well. I understand that. But you can see later on, I focused myself, I did better. People I know from some schools, they don't give you good grade. They don't give you higher grades back in India. That's why when you come here, I advise them, go to a school where it is not expensive, just take 1 or 2 courses to show that you can do 4.0. the highest grade you can get. What that will show me that you're motivated, you're focused, and you want to do better. So don't look at my grades previously. Look at my present grade. This is what I am today. That's not what you see. And also in my school, that is the highest grade they give sometimes. So you have to justify and explain it to them what happened. Or if you really didn't do well, or you repeated the course, you can explain it, what happened. Something family situation, whatever is the situation, or you didn't do well because you didn't focus in that area. Whatever it is. So explain it to them, but keep it simple. Don't elaborate too much. Give a little bit of information so that they can understand the situation and then move forward.
Okay. My last question is, based on the current situation, is there still a scope for dentistry in the US? And what is your advice to new grads?
Well, this is my 42nd year at NYU. Okay. Actually, 45th year. Wow. I walked in 1980. I graduated many students here at NYU, and I have not seen anybody coming back and telling me that they can't meet their ends. So far, I think dentistry is excellent in the United States, and I am fortunate, and I did very well in my field, and I balanced my life. I think my advice to all the new graduates is try to balance your life. Don't try to do one thing day in and day out and get burned out and then say, oh, I can't do this anymore. And once you have a family life, once you have a social life, and also your professional life, and be professional whenever you're you do your best. And when you're home, enjoy your life and travel or whatever you like. I think once you have a balanced life, you will have a good, comfortable, and enjoyable life. But I think dentistry in the United States is the best. I think right now, my graduates, I never saw the amount of money they are making now compared to the previous year, even compared to myself. Oh, wow. I think the salaries went up. Particularly, I think we had to thank COVID for this. After the COVID, I think everything doubled pretty much.
Oh, okay.
I
thought it's because of the digital boom as well.
Whatever it is, a lot of things changed, and now dentistry at a good level. An average dentist about 150 to 200,000. I see one of my niece. She's making almost like 350,000.
Oh, wow.
And also she limits herself. She's not working crazy. And you can dictate your hours in dentistry compared to medicine. In medicine, you are there all the time. And you don't have more time to enjoy. But whereas in dentistry, you can pick your time, you can pick your days, you can decide when you want to work, when you don't want to work. But when you work hard, you produce, and you make people better, and you feel better. Okay. So that should be your goal.
Thank you, Dr. Penugonda, for an amazing insight. I'm so lucky that you agreed to do this. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.